Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. My very special guest today, after like a 2-year hiatus. I don't know what she was doing. Uh, I'm kidding. I know what she was doing. She's busy making great music and touring all around the world with some of the best singers and songwriters out there, doing what she loves best, which is actually performing the music and touching base with her fans. Welcome back, Jenna. Jenna Nation.
Thank you.
So I love this. When you were 8 years old, I know this already. I know some of these things about you because you've been on before, but I think there are probably a lot of new listeners that we've gained over the different radio stations. We're now in Boston and London and New York City and LA. And I think when you were on first, Jenna, we were just here in Santa Barbara. So it's grown as well. And the listeners out there don't know a lot about you, but I love the Kiwanis Music Festival. You were 8 years old. You entered the musical theater category, and you must have been so cute singing "On the Good Ship Lollipop" by
Yeah.
Shirley Temple. Is there some footage out there? I think
Oh yeah,
you
yes,
should
there is.
drop that into a video or something someday.
Right.
I'm sure your parents were so proud. You were the youngest in the under 12 category, and you ended up winning the competition. Of course, you did. And after that win, you never had a doubt about what you were meant to do with your life. So here's my question. At that age, though, Jenna,
Mm,
8 years old, that's pretty young, and you knew what you wanted to do in life, like a lot of kids do, probably like I wanted to be Batman. I
yeah.
guess that's not a real job. I found out later. But a lot of kids want to be firemen or doctors or whatever. I don't I don't remember in being young and turning to my friends and they're like, I'm gonna be a music superstar, a pop star, or an R&B artist, or anything like that. I think those kids just already had it. It wasn't something that they were choosing. It almost chose them. Did that, was that how it felt for you? Or were you able to comprehend at that point what music would mean to your life?
I think it was a mix of both, and that's actually a good way to say it is that it kind of just chose chose me. But yeah, I don't know, like I don't remember a time where that like wasn't my end goal or like that's I just always knew that that's what I wanted to do. I don't think I've ever loved anything more in my life. It's just like music is just such a huge part of me and my life. And um it started super young. I mean, I came from a very musical family, so that was always important to us. And I was always singing with my mom. And yeah, even I just remember always putting on shows just for my
Mhm.
family or family friends, or roping my sister or other friends into doing shows with me. It just was something that I needed to do, I had to do. And I remember, I started off probably 3 or 4 with piano lessons. So, figuring like, well, if there's piano lessons, there must be singing lessons. So I asked my parents to put me in singing lessons as soon as they could. So at 7, my first vocal teacher took me on, and then yeah, I had my first competition, and I think I knew that I already loved it, but I think that's when it really showed me, well, I won the competition, so I must be, good at this. So that's when I think that really just set it off for me.
It's interesting. I'm thinking as you're talking, and I'm thinking about, I mean, imagine you on that stage at 8 years old winning that competition and get it. Do you remember like what the audience looked like looking back at you at that time? Like, was that what you were feeding off of? And that's what you continue to feed off? Is that because you mentioned earlier that performing is your favorite part? I wonder
Yeah.
if that started there. Have you ever thought about that? Was it the music, or was it more the just you're connecting with so many people and that
Yeah.
feeling?
I mean, music obviously is a big part of it, but I think like you're saying, it's the energy that you feel
Mhm.
from the audience. Absolutely.
For us mortals that we don't get that opportunity to be up there and have thousands of people cheering for us and singing our songs. What does that feel like? What could you compare it to?
Oh my gosh, I don't know what to compare that to. I mean, I guess it could be similar to like an athlete in like a
Rush.
championship game, or like a Yeah. Oh, I guess that's what I could, the most that I could compare it to. It's sort of, I sort of black out a bit on stage. It's just like, I don't know, I'm in like uh, another universe or something, another realm. I
Yeah,
don't know.
no, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
What's that realm? What is
I mean,
that
I
realm
know what's
like?
going on, but it doesn't feel like I'm in this world at the same time.
It's so interesting. I wonder
Yeah,
what that world looks
parallel
like.
universe.
Are there a lot of colors and
Yeah.
good warm feelings? That's amazing.
Right.
That's cool. I like that analogy.
Thanks.
And your experience as it, for other kids that look up to you and want to be you or do what you do, do you think it's a healthy at that age? Is it a healthy business to go into? Or you've got obviously loved ones that protect you and are around you and guide you through that have some experience. But what would you say to, kids that, want to go into that? And I don't mean in a bad way. When I say healthy, I mean, like, does it really feed you? Or does it make you anxious, or has it made you like worry? And how's it feel coming up through it when you don't understand everything about the world yet?
I mean, I think like we all know that this industry is not the easiest and can be a little bit messed up sometimes, but and if you're not careful, you know, as a child and you don't have like a good support system and like someone to kind of ground you and guide you, it can definitely, you know, be a problem. And I think like we've seen that with some of the celebrities that started so young and now, you know, they're really like messed up because this industry, but it doesn't have to be that way. And you know, I did actually have some opportunities really, really young and opportunities that would have taken me on the road at like 9 years old and I would have been taken out of school and all of that type of thing. But you know, as a family, we decided that that probably wasn't the best thing because, you know, my family still wanted me to have like a normal life as a child and to experience that. And, you know, at the time I might have been a little bit disappointed because I didn't really understand, but now I'm thankful that, you know, I didn't go that route. And, um, yeah. So I think it's good. It needs to be a balance for sure.
Mhm. You were angry at that time when you had that opportunity with
I
your
wouldn't
parents?
say angry, but it was something that I was really, really excited about, but I didn't really understand the ramifications of
Right.
me being taken out of school and all of that. So
Do you think that helped drive you harder? Like, okay, I can't do it now, but this is definitely, I need to do it. So I'm gonna,
absolutely.
you look for other opportunities and you keep
Exactly.
it
And
top of mind.
yeah, I think I knew, like I was so young too that knew that, okay, well, if I'm getting some opportunities now, then there's probably going to be more down the road. So I just had to be patient and just keep, you know, working on my craft and yeah.
Well, you entered that first stage, was music theater, right? And why not acting? Why did you go the music route? Or
Yeah.
did you have a choice? Was it just you were pulled that way like a magnet?
Yeah, I mean, I still like do some acting, but it hasn't really been my background. It's just, yeah, it's the music that really, really pulled me in. And I think I started first in musical theater just because I was so obsessed with Disney originally.
Hmm.
And I just wanted to sing all of the Disney songs, and that kind of, you know, moved into musical theater. But then, you know, upon just learning more and working with different vocal coaches and there's just all the influence of the different music that I was exposed to over my life. That's kind of where I learned, you know, what really was my path and what, you know, would inspire me.
Well, you are a really talented musician, like I said in the beginning, you cover so many different areas, and musically you're so talented. You can cover pop music or R&B or jazz or soul, or you really have a wide range as a musician. But I know you've worked very hard at it as well. You went to school for it. You're on tour, you practice, you write, you're putting out music constantly. It feels like it's what you have to do, for yourself, what you have to do to grow, but also to give us the music and the gift. As I've said, it really is a gift that you give the world. But you've had discipline, you've trained vocally, it didn't just come to you, or did it? Is it something, as a musician, only you can answer this question, do you believe that it comes that you were born with it, or is it something that you know that you can call on and you realize it at a young age and then you really work hard at it? What do you think it is? It both?
Yeah,
Is it?
I think it's both. I mean, I think some people are just born with kind of that inclination to do music or certain things, just like I was kind of saying with an athlete. I think some of us are more prone to being more athletic than other people, or same with just like musically. I think some people just have that in them a little bit more, but then I think that's half of the battle, and then the other half is to continue um to feed it, to continue to get better and work on it. So yeah.
I was at a concert the other night, and with the Yoshiki, this Japanese rock star, but he international rock star. He's gaining in the States and US and Canada. But he said, it without my fans, I wouldn't even exist. Like, he doesn't even feel he would be there.
Yeah.
The fan, it's do you feel that way do you feel
Yeah.
compelled to continue to touch your fans and reach
Mhm.
your fans through the music?
Yeah, I think there's two aspects of music for me anyway, is that there's a part of it that's like selfish in a way, because I am someone that needs to create. Without creating, I'm a depressed person. But no, I just need it in my life. But then there's the other aspect where it's like yeah, the fans and the people who listen and come to my shows like feed that even more, because it's kind of that driving and motivating factor. So yeah.
It's as important as air to you?
Yes, yeah. Or yeah, water is to a plant.
Yeah, I get, I can see
Yeah.
that. And have you ever, we're going to go to commercial, but
Yeah.
you ever, or do you remember ever like singing to yourself in the mirror and going, "Oh my God, what just came out of me? That's so beautiful," or "I didn't know I had that," or have you done that before? I think if I
I mean,
had your talent, I would be like doing that all the time. I think,
actually, it's funny you say that, because the first time that I actually recorded myself in the studio, it was really hard for me to listen to myself, because we don't actually hear ourselves how we actually sound. So I think
yeah,
that was a bit of a shock to get used to hearing myself. Now I'm used to hearing myself because I've done a lot of recording, but at first it was like, oh, oh. And but then there are some times where there's like breakthroughs where, I'll hit a note that I've never hit before, done something that's kind of cool. So that
wow, I
I
just
can
did
say,
that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just did that.
Oh, I did that today. Yeah,
That's such an interesting thing you just said right before that we don't hear ourselves. Our voice in our head is
yeah,
not the same as what comes out of our mouth, is it? Like, in my head, I sound really cool, but when it comes out, it's not. I'm not so cool. I'm pretty dorky, and I really can't get my words out very well. But
yeah,
that's so interesting. So I don't think I've ever thought about that. Everybody out there, I think we should think about that as we go to
yeah.
commercial break. What does your inside head voice sound like compared to your outside voice? That is deep thoughts.
Yeah,
Deep
right?
thoughts by Jenna Nation. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to premiere Jenna Nation's new single, All I Need. It's coming up in its entirety, and you can pick it up now on iTunes. Don't cheat. Wait till it comes on, but then buy it. Support Jenna. Support the Jenna Nation, the jennanation.com, and the socials are at the Jenna Nation. jennanation.com does not have a it's just jennanation.com. That's all it needs to be. The new single, Jenna Nation, is All I Need. She's my special guest today, R&B singer and songwriter. And we'll be right back with more by Jenna Nation. We're going to be talking about love next, so don't go anywhere.